Hello, my friends. Welcome once more to the Thomas McCook Show. Today, I want to dedicate a few minutes to talk about a very important phenomenon that is happening right now: immigration. Immigration is a natural process through which many nations, countries, and regions in the world have been created. It is important to have in mind that every time we talk about this topic, there are divided criteria, whether it comes from Democrats, Republicans, Independents, or any type of different group of people, dependent in the region you're talking about, and speaking specifically about the United States. Whenever there is a president in office, as an administrator, he, of course, will need to project an immigration process, an immigration status for his to regulate immigration in the country. Of course, there are different departments that will help him in doing that. USCIS, DHS, like Department of Homeland Security, among others. The thing is that I have heard a lot of people, and every time that we speak about this topic, they would come to me and they would say, "Hey, you're an immigrant. Um, your neighbor is an immigrant. It doesn't matter if you came like 14, 15 years ago, like 50 years ago, you're an immigrant. So you're an immigrant." And that is correct. You know, the thing is that America is a country built on immigration, but it depends from the side that you want to look at. So we know that the most stabilized and the most important economy in the world is the United States of America. But despite that, a lot of people are coming to the country, and there is, of course, a due process in order for everybody to be on a legal way in the country they are at. Talking about legality, I want to make a very clear statement about this. If you come to my house and you knock the door, I open the door, you introduce yourself, I accept whether or not you come inside my home or you remain outside. And that is a very diplomatic characteristic of you as Americans. Homes, private property, is a very well designed and respected matter of fact. If you come knock the door and I open it and I let you in, then I'm giving you the possibility to enter to my house. We can talk, and then you can become part of my family. This may sound ridiculous, but things like this happen. I'm putting the example of a home as a private property. Maybe not in the acceptance mode, but in the non acceptance. So if you come to my door and you disrupt my privacy, you come inside, that I may take a little bit of a way of aggression. How can you do that without me not taking actions? Many people would tell me, as I said before, US is built on immigrants. Yes, historically, but you cannot look at the immigration process as a natural process and taking a look at that in a single timeline. The times, politics, regulations, conditions will vary depending on the time you're living on. So if you left 30 years ago, the immigration process was under different standards. Right now, immigration process is under new different standards. Not because of the criminalization of the immigrants. I have a lot of friends, and they are good people, hardworking, they pay taxes, but they haven't known a single document that says that they can reside legally in the United States. What is the thing with this? The thing is, on the practical way, speaking about it, that let's say you go by a street and there is a stop sign. The stop sign is there for a reason. You need to stop. If you don't, you might provoke an accident. So you can kill people actually by not stopping. The light signs, all the signs exist because this world needs an order, needs a standard order, needs a protocol in order for everybody to live properly. Governments have to make sure that all these regulations might be taken in place and order. I have seen a lot of people coming to America claiming for rights. This country was built on immigrants that at any point, at any time, were accepted depending on the time frame they were living. But right now, there are lots of people. Economy is a fragile matter of fact to speak about, just for speaking about it. So just imagine regulate an economy, which is the highest economy in the world. That demands a lot of brains working in the very same page. The thing with the immigration is that it needs to be done on a proper, organized, and legal way. There is nobody against that. Hey, you're an immigrant, yes, but I came legally to America, like my neighbor, like my friend. And the thing is that we came legally, we came to work and study, and then we are living as righteous citizens, respecting the laws, respecting the legality, not committing felonies, not committing any delinquency. Because one important thing is that we were not born in this country, so we should respect the laws of the country we were not born. We are visitors in this country. Even though if we get the naturalization or the permanent residency, we are in this country to fulfill the laws. If you don't like that, there are lots of planes that can take you back to your country. There are lots of people just demanding the government to do things for them. There are lots of people regretting coming to America. Well, the thing is, just take hold your pack and go back to the place you came from. Because the thing is that this country was built on illegality. So there is something that is called Constitution. There is something that is called Bible, under which principles we live in this country. Just remember these posts in order for you and I to grow on the best and most prosperous way in the United States of America.